dogs are already going crazy. Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of the First Segment of Las Vegas' Daily Free Winner Show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sportsman shop, Sportsman. Well, guys, it is Thursday. Just because we don't have a bulk of college football like we normally would do, I'm going to tell you, we got a great show today. Let me bring everybody on. Let me do a roundabout and some individuals. Nick Parsons is with us. Jimmy Adams back by popular demand. Jeff Michaels. Let me start with Nick. Nick, good morning. How are you today?
Fantastic. Great to be back on the show. Not rushed this morning because of the kids or anything. So looking forward to sitting down here and learning from you guys and hopefully give you another winner here, Joe.
Got it. We're happy to have you here. By the way, guys, bear with us. The tree, it is not your screen. The tree behind us is moving because the dogs are wrestling underneath it. Nothing I can do. Dice, Pygout, Keno, and Teaser, they take you after Dion's side. They're a little nuts. And by the way, we got all your comments. This is our third tree. We have a primary tree, a secondary tree, a third tree. The lights went on the tree. We went out, got some a few days ago. We didn't put them up. She's going to do that today. So hopefully by tomorrow, those will be up. Let me say, we really missed Jimmy Adams last week. I know you guys did too, because a lot of you had comments and questions. Where's Jimmy Adams? But he's back this week. Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, Joe. Thank you to UNLV last night. They got me back on track in college basketball, and I'm loving the card tonight, so I'm excited for today's show.
Great stuff, and we're happy to have you back. We missed you, Jimmy. My good buddy, Jeff Michaels. Jeff and I do a lot of content together here at Sports Medal TV. And, when you're good, you're in demand, and he's really in demand. Jeff, how are you today?
Good. Yeah, I can't complain. I had a big winner college basketball last night too, and it's a small card, but it's an exciting card tonight. So everybody's got some good action going tonight for you.
Well, we're happy to have you, Jeff. You know how I start every show, guys? Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. It's always a happy day. I get to wake up with you, have some fun, drink some coffee. You look very cute.
Thank you.
I know for all you guys out there that, we've all experienced this growing up where you're like, maybe you had a friend stay over the night and they wore one of your shirts to turn on. Dion's wearing a Vegas Golden Knights jersey. Very fetching. I'm trying to keep my focus on the show today. It's not easy. She looks very cute. Good morning. I love you.
Good morning. I love you.
We got a little bit of fluff. Then we're going to go right into some free content. Guys, real quick. I've been saying it every day this week. I mean it. And I'm going to say it every single show through the holidays. This is a time of year where we have a lot of Christmas parties, whether it's family parties, friends parties at the local bar, the local whatever hangout, or office parties, and no one's above it. I've done it myself. Some of us sometimes have a little too much libations. We have some fun, guys. I urge you, I implore you, I beg you. I don't beg anybody for anything. I beg you, do not get in the car if you're a little banged up. We've all been there. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing. I promise you this. You see my Twitter handle, @Joe D'Amico wins. I don't care if you are partying in Des Moines and you live in Dubuque. I will Uber you home. If you DM me on Twitter, I promise you I will Uber you home. I don't want to see you hurt, and I don't want to see you hurt anybody else. I think some of the biggest tragedies in life are those that can be avoided. Do not get – and I've been there. Dionne and I, once in a while, we'll still go out. We'll go to a show or a concert or a ball game on the Strip. We will have a couple of beers. You know what? Sometimes we get a room overnight, and sometimes we take an Uber home. Or sometimes, actually, the casino will give us a car, send us home. And then they'll say, would you like somebody to bring your car home for you? I don't like anybody touching my car. So just having said that, guys, from me to you, I am not bullshitting. I'm straight up about this. Don't get in the car if you're a little banged up. It's going to be ashamed of. We've all been there. All right, @Joe D'Amico wins. I will Uber you home. No questions asked, and it'll stay between us. Having said that, guys, let me tell you, God bless you. See, it's true. Last night we had a little date night. We went out back, put a little music on. We put a couple of fire pits on, sat with the dogs. I had a couple of fingers of Johnny Walker Blue, some wine. We made out a little bit. Let me tell you, don't ever underestimate a little Barry White on the radio. And making out with a pretty girl, because it is the most therapeutic thing in the world.
It wasn't until the dogs, Yeah.
We got our dogs. Our dogs are crazy. Our dogs, they went nuts. As soon as we get I don't want to say get on top of each other. That was the wrong. Let me rephrase it. As soon as we get a little close and kiss, the dogs get a little jealous. So, but it was a nice night. We can do that a lot more often. We'll tell you this, guys. I did some Christmas shopping yesterday. People are getting crazy already. Be careful out there. I did do some Christmas shopping. We had some fun. One more day today, and I'm done. All right, ordering this, that, going out. That's it. I will tell you this. It is the time of year, the weather changed in Vegas. We went from high 90s to like 80s to during the day 60s. It's gorgeous out. And then at night it's chilly, but it's not really pool weather. So I'm not swimming every day. I'm not out back barbecuing every day. And I'm not running the dogs out back. They've got the sides of the house for their other doggy doors. And so in the last 6 weeks, because I'm not out back outside in the sun, I gained a couple of pounds. I gained 6 pounds.
Just a scooch.
So I'm going to start hanging out with fatter people so I look skinnier. That's all I'm saying. When I feel short and I'm 5'6", I say I'm 5'8", I'm 5'6". I hang out with even shorter people, which means I got to go hang out with like Munchkin Land.
Is that why you're with
me?
So
I feel, yes, I love you. Oh, you're perfect. You're just perfect. But no, I'm going to start getting irritable. I know I'm always positive. I'm going to start getting irritable. Start a diet. Going to start working out today. So I might get a little twerky, little, spajiggity, because, diet's changing, got to work out for the first week or two. So if I tell Jeff to piss off, don't get mad. It's not me. It's just a diet. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, so diet, it's that time of year. One more announcement, then we're going to get into some discounts and some free winners, guys. Tomorrow, the First Family Show resumes on Fridays. For about 12 weeks, we had the Family Affair Show with Ralph Michaels and Jeff Michaels, Dionne and myself. That has ended. We're going back to the First Family Show every Friday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. We got some special guests. We got some surprises for you. We have a few twists, some things you're not going to expect, some new guests that have never been here before. Tomorrow's lineup, it's a great one. We've got Ross Benjamin, Rocky Atkinson. The doctor is making a house call, Dr. Chuck. From WagerTalk, our good buddy Hakeem Prophet will be here. He's making his first family debut. Tune in tomorrow. Tons of free weekend winners. You're going to get a ton of free weekend stuff. You're going to get college and pro football stuff, college and pro football over the next weeks, over the upcoming weeks on Friday. So tune in before you pull the trigger on any weekend stuff, plus a few laughs too. Dan's got some discounts. We'll get right into some free plays, guys, and you really look cute today. Let Dan tell you about the discounts.
Thank you. We do have a college football bowl access discount going on right now. You can get it all right now for just the low price of $149. And with the year of 2023 right around the corner, you can get the rest of 2022 for just the low price of $199. Head on over to Sports Memo and WagerTalk and pick up those amazing discounts. For both of those, no code is needed. And also make sure you head on over to the deals page for some amazing deals going on from some of your favorite handicappers.
Guys, we're going to get to free content today. You can get free content in a few different sports. And I got to tell you, I get to work with Jeff Michaels quite a bit because Jeff is doing great work at Sports Memo. And when you are doing great work in any business, you're in demand. And like Jeff Michaels is killing it on the leaderboards. Plus, he's really good. You guys, he's a fan favorite. So he's doing a lot of content. They're still really going at that tree. That tree's coming down today, like Paul Bunyan with the axe. Guys, Jeff Michaels is doing great work. He's all over multiple sport leaderboards over at Sports Memo. He's going to tell you a little bit about what he's been doing. Going to tell you about some premium plays he's got coming up for you. He's got a free winner. Jeff, the floor is yours.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, we had a good day in college basketball yesterday. We went 3-2, but 3-0 on plays 3 units or higher. So picked up almost 10 units, including a big 5-star winner on UConn last night in that pull-away victory over Florida. But I'm going back to college basketball for my free play today, guys. And that team up north, going with Michigan minus the 4.5 in their first conference game of the season. They have the edge on both sides of the ball, and Minnesota's offense has struggled thus far. They're shooting under 49% from inside the arc, but they're one of the tallest teams in the nation. So that kind of shows you how efficient their offense is producing. And they take on a Michigan defense that has been impressive. They're holding teams under 47%, from inside that arc. So they definitely match up well because they're also one of the taller teams in the nation at this point. But they have that edge on the defensive side. And when it comes to the offensive aspect, they protect the ball better than nearly any team in the nation. But they are going to have their hands full with this Minnesota defense. But their 2 best defenses that they played are in their last 2 games. Impressive, even though they lost. They lost by 2 points to Virginia, and they shot over 53% in that game against a Virginia team that has a noticeably better defense than Minnesota, one of the best defenses in the country. And they lost by just 4 points to Kentucky after that, but covered both of those games against the spread. Minnesota's just 1-3 against the spread at home this year. They're only putting up 63 points. Michigan's putting up nearly 78 points in their 4 road games on the year. And on the road, they've played teams like Arizona State, Kentucky, Pitt. Minnesota's 4 home games have been Western Michigan, St. Francis, DePaul, and Central Michigan. So I like Michigan off the close loss in the last game. And I like them coming here to make a big statement opening Big Ten play. So give me Michigan tonight.
Great stuff from Jeff Michaels, a perennial leaderboard fixture over at Sports with multiple sports guys. He says, take Michigan tonight coming off that loss there in the play. I'll tell you, Jeff, great minds think alike. I looked at this game this morning. I really liked it. Had a good night last night. I'll talk about that later. This is your segment, but this is a very good play, guys. I agree with you 100%, guys. I know Jeff appeals to a multitude of all you guys out there. If you like what he has to say, I'm going to tell you right now, you'll love his winning picks. After the show, go over to Sportsman. We'll take advantage. You know, Jeff is a perfect capper to take advantage of this less than 22 for just $199. All right, he contributes to multiple sports. He's all over multiple sport leaderboards. He's a winner. He's going to be sticking around too. If you got a question or comment for Jeff, we're going to try to get to them, all the questions and comments by the end of the show. Having said that, my good buddy Nick Parsons, you know, I love when Nick's on the show because every once in a while, you know, last few months, Nick moved from bought a new home, and it's not easy for any of you guys that have ever moved. I don't care if you move next door or around the world, it's not easy. So Nick had to miss a show or two, and we missed him. I know you guys missed him, and we missed him for a couple of reasons. Not only does he bring it and he's a winning capper, but his breakdowns and analysis are unrivaled. Now, he's doing great work over at Sports Memo. Again, another leaderboard fixture over at Sports Memo, doing great work in a couple of different sports. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. I'm going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side. He's got a free best bet. Nick Parsons, the floor is yours, sir.
Joe, Dionne, thanks as usual. I'm going to be talking about the NFL here, but I mean, it's bowl season, and I've been playing with house money since day one, and so I'm looking to close out the bowl season here strong. I do have up a 5% pick and a 10% pick up right now over at Sports Memo. I'm 64% with my 5 and 10% picks over the last 2 months, so definitely go check that out after you watch this show. And for this game here on the weekend, I'm looking at an interesting game here. I don't think it's the biggest game on the board, obviously. It's not the most exciting, but I would argue that it's one of the more interesting games on the board here. The Vikes and the Lions. And one of the reasons why is, well, the Vikes are 10-2 and the Lions are just 5-7, yet the Lions are now favored here at home. And that's for a couple of different reasons I'll get into here. But I just wanted to also quickly look at the Lions schedule. I'm going to be giving a play on the total here, but just looking at the Lions schedule here, they do play, they have 5 more games to go here, including this Minnesota game. They play 3 on the road. But if they could somehow get by Minnesota, I mean, they're favored here. They play the Jets, Carolina, Chicago, and Green Bay. I mean, you never know what could happen here. But I mean, Detroit, it's 1-4 of its last 5. Last week, it hammered Jacksonville 40-14. But I think they're going to have a much harder time here, Joe, moving the ball against their divisional opponent. The first matchup of the season between these two teams was 28-24 for the Vikes. That total went over the total of 51.5 in that one. But I think that the rematch here, there's big implications on the line here, especially for the Lions. I just think it's going to be a more methodical, slower paced game where field position, becomes paramount and sort of coming out with the victory. And I also expect Minnesota to pound the ball a lot here as well. And dial up the pressure on the defensive end. And so I just think that this number is now a little bit too high. And so, guys, I'm going to suggest a play on the under.
Great stuff from Nick Parsons. You know him from the Insider's Room. Guys, he says 2 divisional opponents that know each other very, very well. Guys, going to be a ground and pound. It'll go under the total. Guys, he is killing it over at Sports Memo. 64% the last 2 months at 5 and 10% plays. Guys, the big games are killing the books from Nick Parsons after the show. www.sportsmemo.com. Go follow Nick. You're going to follow him to the bank. He's going to stick around a little bit, too, if you have a question or comment. And we've got some questions and comments. I'm going to try to get to all of them by the end of the show. But I want to talk about my good friend Jimmy Adams. You know, numbers don't lie, man. And Jimmy Adams got some of the best numbers not just between WagerTalk and SportsMemo, but in the history of this business over at WagerTalk. You know, WagerTalk is our brother site, and people think that these are, yes, they are two different sites from the same company, and the guys that are picked, and they are picked, guys, because there's thousands of cappers out there, especially hundreds that are well known and that can bring in business. But WagerTalk and SportsMemo hand picks their roster of cappers. They handpicked Jimmy Adams, and they handpicked him for a reason. He's a winner. He is killing it. His stats and his numbers, I'm telling you right now, it is huge. It's bigger than Kim Kardashian's ass. It is amazing. And I'm going to tell you what, I was going to read a few off, but there's too many to read. I don't want to leave any out. So Jimmy's going to tell you what he's been doing at WagerTalk. I'm going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side. He's got another free best bet. Jimmy, it's all you, buddy.
Thank you so much, Joe. Great intro as always. Let's see. We're just under 60% on the year for college basketball, so it's been a very profitable first month. 17-7 NFL run, 7-2 5% run. Great time to get on board as always. I'm going to give you a free play that I really like right now, and I have another play in college basketball going tonight, so you'll want to grab that as well. For tonight's free play, we're going to head to Colorado State plus the points. And this is your upset alert game of the night. Colorado State heads to Boulder to take on Colorado. Look, the Rams score more points per game. They give up fewer. They do a better job moving the ball, which has led to a higher field goal percentage and more assists. I mean, they just dominate pretty much every statistical category except for a few. But Colorado, they're just not playing very good basketball right now. They've lost 3 of 4, including their first 2 Pac-12 games. We already saw them get beat by a Mountain West Conference team. That was Boise State, a game in which they put up just 55 points. Colorado State, they lost Roddy, but they returned 2 of their top 3 scorers from last season. They ranked 67th in the nation in adjusted offensive efficiency, and the return of Isaiah Stevens is huge. This guy's a baller, and he's going to provide a big spark to this team. There's just no way that Colorado should be laying points, in my opinion, and we've already seen the line drop this morning. The trends tend to favor this pick as well. Colorado's 0-4 against the spread in their last 4, and the road team is actually 6-1 ATS in the last 7. I am hammering the Rams tonight. Give me Colorado State.
Breakdown, great analysis. What we come to expect from Jimmy Adams. He says, hey, Colorado State, guys, I got to tell you, he walk it like he talk it. His numbers are great. He just told you a couple of them. 17-7 run in NFL. His 5% plays. Jimmy, did you say 7-2?
7-2.
7-2, guys. I just want to remind you that over at WagerTalk, they don't have 10% plays like we do at SportsMemo. So 5% plays are their highest rated releases. 77.7% Jimmy Adams is in his highest rated releases. Guys, you want to make some money? You follow Jimmy Adams after the show. www.wagertalk.com. You'll follow him to the bank. Jimmy's going to stick around. You know, he missed last week's show. We missed him. I know you guys missed him. It was great stuff. We really did miss you, Jimmy. Like I tell you, I make a joke. This is like the mob. Once you're in, you ain't leaving. Guys, I'm telling you. And we ain't letting you go, Jimmy. And we did miss you. Everybody missed you. We love you. Jimmy's going to stick around if you got a question or a comment for him. And guys, if you miss any portion of the free pick content, I will run them out. We will run them down at the end of the show. Having said that, it ain't easy on this panel, but she's the cutest one for sure. But not only is she cute, she walking like she talking all over 4 sport leaderboards at SportsMemo. NHL, NFL, college basketball, and what else? What I miss?
College.
She's all over the leaderboard, guys. All over 4 sport leaderboard. She is killing it. If you follow her, you're following her to the bank, guys. I got to tell you, Dionne and D'Amico, the first lady of Las Vegas. I'm always proud of my wife because I love her. You guys know that. We have our mornings where I piss her off right before the show, and then we hit live. Today wasn't one of them. Well, last night we were making out outside drinking Johnny Walker. Today would definitely not be one of them. But I will tell you, I am really proud of her. I'll tell you why, and I mean this sincerely. I'm all for any profession where it's male dominated that woman could come in. It's not easy for a woman because people have their stereotypical thoughts about women in sports. I'll tell you what, not only did Dionne kick down the door and break it in, she is leading. Last year, college football's number 2 capper at SportsMemo. All over every other sport leaderboard last year. In her first complete season this year, NFL, college football, college basketball, NHL killing it. She's going to tell you, and she did sweep the board last night.
I did. I swept the board yesterday in college basketball, so I'm now 8-3 in college basketball since I've started this season.
There you go. 8-3.
8-3.
It's not too shabby, folks. She's going to tell you what she's been doing. She's going to tell you what you can expect from her on the premium side. She's got a free best bet. And by the way, going up 5 months, her best bets on all the shows, over 80%. Dionne, take it away.
Thank you. And as Joey did mention, I did sweep the board yesterday going 2-0 in college basketball. Today, I have one game that I have isolated today in my NHL best bet. And if there's only one game that you can bet today, this is the game, because it is by far the best bet on the board for me today. And for my free play today, guys, normally a team like Iowa State doesn't need any extra motivation when facing in-state rival Iowa. I mean, they took last December's meeting 73-53 at home. The 20th ranked team in the nation now travels to Carver Hawkeye Arena and finds themselves as an underdog against an unranked opponent. As I mentioned earlier, this will extra motivate the Cyclones. Following their only loss of the season on a neutral site against Connecticut, Iowa State has won their last 2, including a December 4th decisive victory over St. John's 71-60. Over the last 2 weeks, Iowa has become point spread poison, failing to cover 3 of their last 4 outings. Not only that, but they've dropped 2 of their last 3 straight up to both TCU and Duke. Against the Horned Frogs, they were a 6.5-point favorite and lost by 13. Against the Blue Devils, they were a 1-point dog and got crushed by 12. Statistics can be deceiving. They ranked 21st in the nation in scoring, averaging over 83.4 points per game overall. However, against TCU and Duke, they averaged just 64 points per game, and they must now face one of the most frustrating and toughest defenses in college basketball. Iowa State owns a top 10 D, allowing only 56.8 points per game, just 37% shooting from the floor, and only 26% from beyond the arc. The Dog has covered 8 of the last 9 meetings in this in-state rivalry, and this trend is going to continue here tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Cyclones in this matchup tonight.
First lady of Las Vegas says, take the Cyclones. She's a winner. You will be told if you follow her. You know, she's another capper that's doing 5 sports right now. She's currently on the top of the leaderboards on 4, and she's doing well in the 5th. But follow her. The rest of 2022, $199. You know, whether you bet $20 a game or $20,000 a game, this small investment will bring you an immediate return. I got to tell you something else, guys. You know, I was saying before on her intro that I'm proud of her. And, you know, I am proud of her. But your breakdowns and analysis are really friggin', I mean, they're really spot on.
Thank you.
You've got something for every type of bettor out there, a stat person, a streetwise person, common sense. I love it. I think your breakdowns are really good. Well, you know what? Maybe after the show, we'll make out a little bit more. I'll show you how much I appreciate you.
We'll see about that.
Follow Dionne. You're going to follow her to the bank, guys. I'm going to take the floor for a minute. And then, like I said, if you missed any portion of our show, the free picks, we're going to run them down. We're going to just get to some of your questions and comments. And we'll get some closing comments from our amazing panel today, guys. First of all, guys, what can I say? The Wall Street Journal wrote Joe D'Amico up as the best postseason capper in any sport, but particularly in bowl season. Over the last 17 years, I'm documented. I want you to know I've been the most acclaimed bowl capper ever. This is going to be my most profitable, most successful, and most enjoyable bowl campaign ever. Perfect time to take advantage of that wonderful bowl discount. Let me put it up for you guys. You'll receive each and every winning bowl release I have from the first bowl game, December 16th, straight through the national title game, January 9th. There'll be quite a few games a month in there, just $149. I also posted this Saturday's Army-Navy matchup already. Just want you to know. If you're keeping score, 14-3 the last 17 years in the Army-Navy rivalry. I have it posted already for just $15. By tonight, which is Thursday evening, we do this show on Thursdays, guys. By Thursday evening, the best big game hunter on the planet will have several NFL winners posted for you. At least 1 or 2 5% plays. Perhaps maybe even the game of the month or 2, maybe even a 10%. You know, I'm 18-3 this year on 10% plays. As I promised yesterday, I swept the damn board last night. A 4.5-point dog underdog. A 4.5-point dog underdog. How about that? 4.5-point underdog. Indiana State wins outright. And as a small favorite, UConn blew up Florida by 21 points, guys. I'm not here to give you action. I'm here to give you winners between the 1 NFL game, the 3 NBA matchups, and the 8 NCAA basketball contests. I was not in love with anything enough for me to bet it or put something out on the premium side, guys. I'm not here just to get sales. I'm here to get you paid, guys. I want you coming back more and more. I want you to put your trust in me. I passed tonight, but I'm not going to leave you hanging. I did it good 2 days ago when I owned it crushing. And then yesterday, I pooped the bed with the Lakers. Thanks, LeBron. I appreciate that. For my free play today, let's go to the extra board in college hoops to Salt Lake City, Utah, as the Utes host the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State. Guys, Utah takes a break from conference play to face Jacksonville State today. The Utes are 7-2 overall in the campaign, which does include a 2-0 record in Pac-12 play. They took down both league teams, Arizona and Washington State, this month with authority. They beat the Wildcats by 15 as a 6.5-point dog. They took down the Cougars on the road in overtime by 2 as a 2.5-point dog. They have now covered 4 straight outings. A season ago, if you recall, this team started very strong. Then when it came to conference play, they got steamrolled. Well, this is a very different team this season, my friends. Excuse me. They returned a couple of key veterans. They are monsters on the boards. And defensively, they're ranked 21st in the nation. They allow just 58.7 points per game. Guys, they own the second-ranked squad in both field goal percentage and three-point percentage allowed. They possess a quartet. A quartet. That's not a singing group. That is 4 great guards, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. They've got a quartet of phenomenal starting guards, all either averaging or flirting with double digits. They also have a monster in the middle. 7 foot, 230 pound Brandon Carlson, who is already leading the team in points scored and rebounds. Jacksonville State. Although, guys, they won and covered their last 2 outings, they're going to get crushed here tonight. My friends, they stepped up in class against Alabama. They got routed by 42 points. Then they stepped up in class again against New Mexico and got flattened by 18 points. Their only strength, guys, they hit over 41%, 41.6 from downtown. But as I mentioned earlier, Utah, second nationally defending the 3. They only allowed 22.5% from beyond the arc, and they face some good 3-point shooting opponents so far. They've got decent size in the front court. I'm going back to Jack State to go against Carlson, but they just don't possess the talent to slow the big man down, guys. The Gamecocks have never beaten, ever, a Pac-12 opponent. Now, obviously, we're talking about covering and not beating, but I wanted to throw that in there. And honestly, they just don't face the same level of competition on a regular basis that they're going to go up against here tonight. One more item, guys. Utah has this game and one more game after this against UTSA to fine-tune their skills before playing BYU, then TCU, and then resuming conference play. Guys, they need to get in sync here and next week. And their next game against UTSA. This is a team that does not let their foot off the gas either, guys. This season alone, they drubbed LIU by 41, UCSB by 28, and St. Thomas by 29. So, listen, they like to run the score up, my friends. Lay the wood with the Utes, folks. It's a winner. Let me bring everybody back on.
Question.
What's that? If you ask me what a Ute is, guys, what's
what
up?
I was going to ask.
What?
Can you explain to me what a Ute is?
We know what a Ute is in India. It's a Native American. If I say Indian, I get in trouble. I said the Washington Redskins 3 weeks ago. I got in trouble. But no, a Ute. So if you're doing my cousin,
I am
a Ute. What the two Utes? The 2 Utes. Anyway, guys, we're gonna run through a couple of comments. We're gonna get closing comments and thoughts from our panel. We're gonna run down the free plays. We're gonna get on out of here real quick, guys, because you know how much I like it quick. Good morning, the D'Amicos. Ready for Tuesday bets. From Groovy. Hey, Groovy, welcome back. We missed you, buddy. Rye Cape said, what's good? Hey, Jesse Schultz said, where's Dan Kaiser? Yes, Dan Kaiser is a Thursday regular on the First Family Show. He couldn't make it today. Had a previous engagement, guys. I got to tell you, he likes them young. He likes the girls young. Those young girls must have wore him out last night, I'll tell you that.
But he'll be back next Thursday.
Our good friend Star Child. Hey, Star. I think he friended me on Twitter. We're now friends, buddy. What's up? So, Barry, Rye Cape. Barry White. We put Barry White on. I'll tell you right now.
He's right.
9 months from now, you guys will all be uncles and aunts. I'll tell you that. Savor the good life. We got some fun stuff. Good morning. It's been a while. Divisional unders. Nick, this is for you. Right, Cape said divisional unders have been money. Talking about your Minnesota Detroit play.
Yep.
Utah defense is legit. And Jesse Schul chimes in. Jesse, please stop sending me pictures of you in a Speedo. I appreciate it. It's not funny anymore. Guys, I want to get some closing thoughts and comments from our panel. Then we're going to run down the free plays. Then Dion's going to take us on out here. Nick Parsons, it is Thursday. It is December. We got Army-Navy on Saturday. Bowl game starts soon. College basketball's rolling. What do you want to tell everybody out there, buddy?
I guess just repeating the same thing I do every week, and that's just stick to a unit size, bet smart, you guys, and also take advantage of the many fantastic holiday deals that Sports Memo has out right now for all of these fantastic cappers. And so those are my final thoughts.
Great stuff from Nick. Let's go on over to my good friend Jimmy Adams. Jimmy, I'm going to tell you now, man, you can't leave us anymore, even if it's for a day, man. You got to at least come in, say hello, and then we got to see. We missed you last week. Jimmy, closing thoughts and comments for all of our viewers.
Yeah, no, thanks for watching, everyone. Great time to get involved. Get involved with some of these Sports Memo handicappers. These guys, like, we're a team here. WagerTalk and Sports Memo. Joe D'Amico has been in this business for 100 years. He's the best. Jeff's an up-and-comer. Yeah, he's been handicapping probably his whole life. Nick Parsons is legit. And you can get these guys plays for a really good price for the value. If you want my selections, head over to wagertalk.com. We're going to keep winning as well. So let's go.
Love you. I'm glad you're back, Jimmy. My good friend, Jeff Michaels. Jeff, we do a lot of content together. We always have a few laughs, but you always bring it. Closing thoughts and comments for our viewers, please.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's only 3 weeks or so left in the year, but lots of sports to be had. So like Nick said, guys, be smart with it. We got a lot of opportunities to cash in throughout the year. Lots of college football to be looking forward to, too. So sure, we'll be talking some college football on this show moving forward. But as always, it's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure with you, Jeff. We're going to run down today's free plays. Dionne is going to have a couple of announcements, and then we're going to get you on out of here and enough time for you to take advantage of the free, great content you got. But make sure after the show you go to sportsmemo.com, go to wagertalk.com for Jimmy and all the other great cappers over at WagerTalk and Sports Memo, guys. I tell you, the best customer appreciation discounts right here. It's Christmas every day of the year here. Let's go run around. I'm all over the board today. That's the sugar, not because I have no sugar in me from the diet. Jeff Michaels, what'd you have for everybody today, buddy?
I got Michigan tonight minus the 4.5.
My good buddy, Nick Parsons.
Under in the Vikes and Lions.
That handsome and dapper Jimmy Adams.
Colorado State plus the points.
My lovely wife, the First Lady.
I am going Cyclones plus the 3.5 today.
And your sexy and savory says, what is a Ute? Take the Utah Utes, lay the wood. This opened up. I saw it at 14.5 earlier, jumped to 15, jumped to 16.5. They keep going up higher. I don't mind going up to 17.5 or even 18. I'd watch it after that, but there's my betting advice. Dionne, take us on out of here, please.
Yeah, and don't forget to tune in to all of Sports Memo's shows as you get some free winners and some great betting insights. And also follow all of these great cappers on Twitter along with myself and Joey. And on behalf of Nick, Jimmy, Jeff, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good luck. Have a winning day.